every time I fell down and had something go wrong in my life, I had two great parents that picked me up and gave me confidence that I could get up on my own 2 feet. Their first memories were maybe 5, 6, 7 years of age of sitting around on a living room floor playing with some toys with maybe a father, a mother and an uncle passing cocaine around. Pretty much every single service that I and your families use in your weekly lives we provide. So some of the things we provide nearly 50,000 meals a year. It's nearly 1,000 meals a week, which is more than just about any restaurant in town. So we provide a cooked lunch and a cooked breakfast 6 days a week. We provide laundry services. We provide showers. So somebody sleeping rough in the parklands in front of your school can come in the morning, have a nice cooked breakfast, get their clothes dried and washed and dried. They can have a nice warm shower, clean their hair, scrub up, put anti-deodorants and perspirants on, smell great, and actually go and have a job interview. And people wouldn't even know that they're experiencing homelessness.
We do dinners twice a week on a Wednesday and a Saturday night. And we also do a marketplace once a month, which is a chance for people to get groceries and produce and different items. Mostly what we do is we have dinner, but we look at community building. So we look to fill the gap in a place of belonging, a place to feel safe, a place to feel valued, to feel like you are a part of society.
I work with the homeless of Adelaide for 18 years now, and the reason being that my son, my only child, who suffered a brain injury at birth, was on the streets by the time he was 17. And I was saying how he exemplifies some of the myths and stigmas around homelessness because people think it's a low socioeconomic problem.
In fact, 43% of all people experiencing homelessness right now are women. 15 years ago, this would have been, you could have called it a men's shelter, because it was predominantly men, and more often than not men that had returned from several tours of duty or war somewhere and had some severe mental issues and out of serving in some really bad places, and they couldn't integrate back into society. But the big increase at the moment is women and young families because of domestic violence. And that's both good and bad. The good is that the education and awareness of domestic violence has improved so much that women are now taking a stand and leaving intolerable situations. The bad is that that's leading to more homelessness and more issues there.
I would say everyone suffers in their own way, and it's a different suffering. So kids who are in a homeless scenario would suffer because there is a stigma, I guess, attached to being homelessness. They might not have the financial ability to participate in school activities. Sometimes they don't have the same school activities. They might have to be mobile a lot, so they're moving around a lot, so you're not having a chance to be in the same school very often. Sometimes there isn't enough to eat, which is quite tricky. A lot of the adult people who are homeless have a substance abuse and mental health problem, which is a different type of suffering. So there's a whole range of different scenarios, but I wouldn't say that anyone suffers more than someone else. Everyone suffers in their own way, and to be in a situation where you're homeless, you have to be having a series of life events, whatever that may be, and probably mental health events and potentially substance abuse events that can lead someone into that path. So being homeless isn't necessarily suffering, it's the process of life that's led to that and the rebuilding from there.
There are 3 categories of homelessness. Primary homeless, which are the people who sleep rough. The estimates of those vary widely because a lot of the homeless don't want to be questioned or answer quite personal, invasive questions. Official estimate of the primary homelessness now in Adelaide CBD is 140. I would estimate as well in excess of 300. The second category of homeless are called secondary homeless, and that's the largest group, and they're the people that couch surf or sleep in cars. And probably tonight there will be around 4,600 people doing that around Adelaide. A lot of those people try and maintain schooling or employment, which is very difficult if you've slept in a car and you have to get up and be presentable to go to school or to go to work. Because one of the major deficits in the provision of services is somewhere to shower. We take that as a pretty basic, pretty necessary thing, but for those people it can be very, very difficult. There are limited places that they can do that. And the third group of homeless are called the tertiary homeless, and they're people that live in a boarding house for longer than 3 months, because a boarding house doesn't have the facilities that we say constitute a home. So they don't have a private bathroom or a private kitchen. They have a room, and often they're readily exploited because there's no heating, no cooling.
What do you think the main contributing factor to homelessness is?
Past experiences. The past experiences of the homeless people and how they've gotten to where they were at, like through what's happened to them in their life.
Yeah, like what they've been exposed to, because some people have just been run into someone and they've gotten a job, but some people haven't, and that's just the way their path of fate has taken them.
I think people that are homeless, it's not just a thing that suddenly happens in their life. I think it begins really from a young age where they're not as fortunate, and it's kind of leading up where eventually they become homeless.
Whereas in fact, my son Trent went to Scotch College, which is not actually a low socioeconomic school.
People spending their money like just not on stuff that's useful, like alcohol or stuff.
Stereotype quite often is that they might be young, dangerous men, drug addicts. Statistics suggest that less than 4% of people that have fallen into homelessness has been caused by drugs.
To blind you. To my love, you will find that wounds are aplenty, and as they heal, you'll find the beauty in the scars.